to keep on winning, winning, winning.
This is the most important election
in the history of our country.
The final presidential debate.
Good evening, I'm Nora O'Donnell in the nation's capital with John Dickerson and Gail King. In just a few minutes, the presidential candidates will face off for the final time. You're looking at live pictures from the debate hall at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. CBS News Battleground Tracker polls show Joe Biden leading in nearly every one of the swing states that will determine the election now, just 12 days away. And we're seeing records broken already. Nearly 50 million Americans have voted, and that's more ballots cast before Election Day in 2016.
It's a lot of people. This is President Trump's last opportunity to go face-to-face with their former vice president. As you remember, their second debate was canceled when Mr. Trump balked at a virtual format after he tested positive for COVID-19. Now, each candidate held an individual town hall 1 week ago. Both were tame affairs compared to that first meeting, which you can describe as an over-the-top slugfest, marred by insults and interruptions that left many wishing the organizers could simply just cut the microphones.
So tonight, while one candidate is answering a direct question for 2 minutes, the other candidate's microphone will be muted. The moderator, NBC's KRISTEN WELKER, has chosen 6 topics: fighting COVID-19, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership. Leading up to this debate, Biden prepared while he stayed in Delaware. The president held his debate prep in the spaces between multiple campaign rallies this week.
There's so much at stake. We want to bring in Nicole Killian. She is inside the debate hall in Nashville. Good evening, Nicole.
Good evening, Nora. The Biden campaign says the former vice president will use tonight as another opportunity to speak directly to the American people and lay out his agenda. They view this debate as a test of presidential temperament and say Biden is prepared for whatever comes his way. They do expect the president will go after Biden and his son Hunter, but they think that's going to backfire. Biden told reporters today he hopes the president plays by the rules. Nora?
All right, let's bring in
on the line in this election. Wolf?
It certainly is, and only 12 days left in this election campaign. The final presidential debate of 2020, President Donald Trump, former Vice President Joe Biden, they're about to go head-to-head one more time. The last time they're facing new rules designed to keep them on the rails, and they're facing truly enormous pressure right now with this election, once again, only 12 days from now. You're looking at live pictures coming in from Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee.
KRISTEN WELKER at the ready. There are 6 segments, 15 minutes each, a 2-minute statement by each candidate at the top, followed by discussion. And so we will turn it over to our colleague, NBC News' KRISTEN WELKER.
Good evening from Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm KRISTEN WELKER of NBC News, and I welcome you to the final 2020 presidential debate between President Donald J. Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. Tonight's debate is sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates. It is conducted under health and safety protocols designed by the Commission's health security advisor. The audience here in the hall has promised to remain silent. No cheers, boos, or other interruptions, except right now, as we welcome to the stage former Vice President Joe Biden and President Donald J. Trump. And I do want to say a very good evening to both of you. This debate will cover 6 major topics. At the beginning of each section, each candidate will have 2 minutes uninterrupted to answer my first question. The debate commission will then turn on their microphone only when it is their turn to answer, and the commission will turn it off exactly when the 2 minutes have expired. After that, both microphones will remain on, but on behalf of the voters, I'm going to ask you to please speak one at a time. The goal is for you to hear each other and for the American people to hear every word of what you both have to say. And so with that, if you're ready, let's start. And we will begin with the fight against the coronavirus. President Trump, the first question is for you. This is about leadership, gentlemen. And this first question does go to you, President Trump. Imagine this is your inauguration day. What will you say in your address to Americans who did not vote for you? You'll each have 1 minute, starting with you, Mr.
We have to make a country totally successful as it was prior to the plague coming in from China. Now we're rebuilding it, and we're doing record numbers, 11.4 million jobs in a short period of time, etc. But I will tell you, go back. Before the plague came in, just before, I was getting calls from people that were not normally people that would call me. They wanted to get together. We had the best black unemployment numbers in the history of our country. Hispanic, women, Asian, people with diplomas, with no diplomas, MIT graduates, #1 in the class. Everybody had the best numbers. And you know what? The other side wanted to get together. They wanted to unify. Success is going to bring us together. We are on the road to success. But I'm cutting taxes, and he wants to raise everybody's taxes, and he wants to put new regulations on everything. He will kill it. If he gets in, you will have a depression, the likes of which you've never seen. Your 401ks will go to hell.
What will you say during your inaugural address to Americans who did not vote for you?
I will say, I'm an American president. I represent all of you, whether you voted for me or against me. And I'm going to make sure that you're represented. I'm going to give you hope. We're going to move. We're going to choose science over fiction. We're going to choose hope over fear. We're going to choose to move forward because we have enormous opportunities to make things better. We can grow this economy. We can deal with the systemic racism. And at the same time, we can make sure that our economy is being run and moved and motivated by clean energy, creating millions of new jobs. And that's the fact. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to say, as I said at the beginning, what is on the ballot here is the character of this country. Decency, honor, respect, treating people with dignity, making sure that everyone has an even chance. And I'm going to make sure you get that. You haven't been getting it the last 4 years.
All right. I want to thank you both for a very robust hour and a half, a fantastic debate. Really appreciate it. President Trump, former Vice President Joe Biden, thank you to Belmont University for hosting us tonight. And most importantly, thank you to those watching tonight. Election Day is November 3rd. Don't forget to vote. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Thank you.
There you have it.